Hello, all you degenerate old schoolers, and welcome back to another episode of The Orb. You may have taken drugs, but you're not seeing double vision because of the drugs. This is the Foriys Cup held in St. Louis. Very beginning of February this year, a bunch of old schoolers traveled out to the middle of the Midwest, freezing temperatures, to gather, drink, and play some old school. It's kind of like a two-headed giant setup, except each person had their own 20 life. And instead of one team going and sharing resources, everyone acted independently. So you could kill off one player and the game still goes on. Pretty neat concept. The games and interactions are going to be a little bit different than traditional old school. I like that. Cards that were junk become maybe very, very playable. So let's take a look at some decks. And here we go with a look at the first deck. This deck is put together by Kyler, part of Stummy's team here. Land Destruction's laid out. He does have some Moxen on the left, Soul Ring, a couple unique lands, including only one strip mine. This is Atlantic format, one strip mine only. Playset of Factories, Taigas, and then here's the Land Destruction. 4 Stone Rain, 4 Ice Storm, 1 Chaos Orb. I love the fork that sits in there. A Regrowth to pick up any of these awesome cards. A couple Shatter to clear artifacts out of the way. 1 Fireball, playset of Bolts, 1 Red Elemental Blast main deck. And he's leaning heavy into it. Like having that counter in there, just one of. You do see a lot of blue power everywhere. 4 Urnums, 1 Shivan. Playset of Chain Lightnings, Llanowar Elves, 2 Birds of Paradise. Those are for the mana ramp. And then we can see he's got 3 two-headed giant of Foriys. 4/4 creature, trample, and it may block up to 2 attacking creatures. So it can pick up an extra attacker, and the rule was, because this is the name of the cup, you can actually use this creature to block for your partner. Normally on your own island, even though it's 2v2, you can attack who you want to, and you can't block for your partner, but the two-headed giant in this tournament only is allowed to. And here's a look at Stummy's deck, also red-green, but he sinks some black in there on top of it. He's gone all in on some extra land destruction. He's got sinkholes. He's also got stone rains. The thing that looks like Untamed Wilds is actually a playset of Ice Storms, so 12 land destruction, 1 strip mine. You've got a Regrowth to pull it all back up. Lightning bolts and shatters to remove the pesky things that get in the way. Mana ramp in the form of Birds of Paradise and Elves of Deep Shadow. He does run 3 Urnums, 3 Sedge Trolls to regenerate, and 2 two-headed giant of 4 Eyes. Mirrored lands, and the brown mana. So no sideboard because we were just doing one and done with the games. So these rounds will be just one game only, since it's 2-on-2. I think I've said enough. I'm excited. Let's get off to game number 1. So I didn't show you the other team's decks because I didn't have photos of them. But it's Jason and Scott. Scott's on an Underworld Dreams combo deck. He takes a double mulligan here, and his partner Jason, he's on 4-color control. So I'm going to see a lot of blue. Jason won the Who Has the Tallest Hat competition, so he's on the play. We see he puts down an Underground Sea and an Emerald and passes it off to Stummy. Looks like Stummy rips a 2-headed giant of 4 Eyes off the top of his deck. We see some of his hand here. Comes up with a Bayou and a Ruby. Both these players are ramping. Passes back to Scott in the Underworld Dreams control deck. So Scott did a double mulligan. His partner Jason did have to send his hand back once, single mulligan, so their team is down a total of 3 cards. Scott taking the first damage, dropping to 19. Oh, look at this. Double Black Vice. Playing it against Kyler. Takes a point of mana burn. And one for tapping the city, so he drops down to 18. Kyler's going to take 6 off the double Black Vice. That's a tough start. Dropping down to 14. He's going to want to unload his hand as quick as humanly possible. Forced into a Lawnmower Elf. That'll leave just 6 left in his hand. Still going to be staring at some more damage next turn. Oh, nope. He does have Moxen himself. Oh, a bunch of Mox. Oh my goodness. Red, green, and white here. He's got the ruby, the emerald, and the pearl out. No longer has to worry about Black Vice as he's down to only 3 in hand. Passes back across the table to Jason. Jason misses his land drop. That's tough. We can see he's got a bunch of blue cards in hand, including a Time Twister and possibly a couple counter spells. But Stumi's on the play here. Drops down a Badlands. Deciding on who he's going to attack. Tapping 3, Stone Rain. Yeah, says Jason, get that bullshit out of here. Send your Underground Sea to the graveyard. Underground Sea has been sunk. Passing off to Scott. Scott plays a Volcanic Island. Looks like an island, but we were all in on some proxies here. That way you could run whatever creative stuff you can come up with, and there's a Winds of Change. Everyone's going to shuffle back in their hand and draw that many again. And here we go with a little bit of movie magic. Move this game on forward. Stumi and Jason are still taking their cards out of their shuffled deck. And Scott's just passing back to Kyler. Oh, he's not. Sorry, he decides to take another point of damage. Drops himself down to 17 and fires down one more Black Vice. This one he targets at Stumi, as he now has the most cards in his hand on the other team. I'm sure both Scott and Jason are playing both the draw 7s. Look at this. Kyler drops out Taiga into a Birds of Paradise. He's going to have pretty close to infinite mana here soon. Tapping 3, attacking the resources of his opponent. Stone Rain looks like he decides to hit the City of Brass. And jams the elf in for 1, dropping Scott down to 16. Unfortunately, Jason's just, wow, stuck behind 1 Mox Emerald. Takes his draw. Looks like he does pick up some mana sources here, which he desperately needed. Drops down a Jet. Yeah, tabletop was a thing. This is a true two-headed giant where both the heads know what's going on. Into Badlands and passes over to Stumi. Stumi's taking his first damage from the Black Vice out there, dropping down to 19. Pretty well a full grip of cards there. I mean, think how impactful a Shatterstorm would be here. I'd take like 10 cards off the table. That'd be insane. Stumi playing out a Hammerheim. Tapping 4. Untapping the Ruby. Nope, retapping. Tapping 3 for a Sedge Troll. Leaving the Badlands up to regenerate. That Sedge Troll's already a 3/3, living in the swamp. Really a pretty good creature in this format. Or any format. I mean, he's such a pain in the ass to deal with. Did see a lot less white removal in this tournament than I would have assumed. Scott's drawing his card for the turn. He's down to just the 1 in hand. Scott's tapping 1 for another Winds of Change. He has no hand, but I think he's trying to help his teammate Jason maybe find a draw 7 to make those black vice effective again. Again, he's got 3 of them out there. And he's only got 1 land open. Do some more fast forwarding to the good stuff here. We know how people shuffle. Looks like Jason and Stewie both collected all their new cards. And off to Kyler's turn. He's got just a ton of available mana. I mean, he's got 7 available in his pool there. Remember, I think he had Shivan Dragons in his deck, so he's moved far enough along in this game that he can hardcast 1. Here comes another Llanowar Elf. Drops down a factory. They need to apply some pressure, but you can see all the extra resources that Kyler and Stewie have. Llanowar Elf jams in for another one. Drops Scott down to 15 life. Jason's still on 20. Stewie's on 19, and Kyler's on 14. Off to Jason's turn here. Oh, bolting down one of the elves. That Llanowar Elf was turned into absolute baloney mist there. Left for dead in the forest. Jason tapping 3, and here's that Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Underworld Dreams would become an Underworld Nightmare. But Scott hasn't found one yet. Both these players draw on 7, or all 4 of these players draw on 7, I should say. And those 3 black vice are looking really good right now. Holy shit, Jason just pointed to a fork he has in hand. Pretty cool. Hopefully we can see that go off. Jason did find a land for turn, has a Tundra, passes with 6. Stewie's taking 3 from the black vice, more damage being done, dropping down to 16. Drawn for turn, he's going to want to empty his hand there, but he does have a Sedge Troll up, ready to fight. Plays out a Soul Ring. I mean, Stewie and Kyler are kind of amassing their army there. One Sedge Troll, the factory, and, Llanowar Elf there. Staring down their opponents. Here comes that Sedge Troll. Cracking Scott for 3 in the face. Oh, but there's a Swords to Plowshares. Sedge Troll's off to work the farm. Stewie's back up to 19. And Scott's marked safe. So, army I just spoke about is actually dwindling. And now building again. 2 Elves of Deep Shadow. Looks like Stewie's tapping 3. Is it going to be more land destruction here? It is. Stone Rain. Telling Jason to get that Tundra out of the way. Just a pass over to Scott. Scott's tapping 1, and another Lightning Bolt. Gonna go apply it to Kyler's face. It drops him down to 11. He starts his turn after that, plays out a mountain. Dark Ritual. Yeah, that's an Underworld Dreams. So it's all opponents. Every time they draw, they're going to be eating one to the face here. Oh, and the fourth black Vice is out. Wow. 2 pointed at Kyler, 2 pointed at Stumi. Black Vice does target opponent. Kyler does have some strike back here. Fires off a lightning bolt back to Scott's face, dropping him down to 12. But he's going to take an absolute shit ton of damage here. Can't see what he ends up on. I think he took 4 damage and drops down to 7. Looks like he plays out even more Moxen. I mean, he's close to fireballing both of his opponents. But still building his resources. Drops another Llanowar War Elf out. And a Birds of Paradise. Holy shit. I wonder if he knows they're supposed to be capped at 4 per deck of each of them. We've seen most of them. I say that, but Scott's got all 4 Black Vice out. Game's getting pretty intense here. I don't think he can tap that bird since he just played him. Could be wrong. But he does fire off an Ice Storm. And back to attacking Scott's resources. Takes care of the volcanic island he has played out there. He's planning on an Urnum. So another real threat coming to the table. And he's sending in the factory. Again, I think 2 of those creatures just came out. And yeah, now they're catching that. Scott drops down to 10 from the damage from the factory. And passes back to Jason. Or Kyler passes back to Jason. Having a little discussion of what to put out. Yeah, Jason's dropping a Chaos Orb out. Probably a pretty good idea. And passes over to Stumi. Stumi eats one for drawing. Forgot about the Underworld Dreams. Yeah, it looks like Kyler is on, I think 7. Stumi's on 18. Scott's on 10, and his partner Jason is on 20. Stumi tapping 3. Oh, Ice Storm. Wow. All of Scott's resources gone again. He did manage again to get out 1 Underworld Dreams and 4 Black Vice, so pretty good. But really leaving it up to his partner Jason to do most of the spellcasting here. And Stumi shows up with another Sedge Troll, so the threats just keep coming. Another Birds of Paradise. Wow. Green ramp creatures, pretty effective here. Stumi jamming an elf in. Jason taking his first bit of damage. It's going to drop him down to just 19. Still has his whole life ahead of him. Scott's on the play. No mana sources. does find a mountain at a minimum. And passes off to Kyler here. Kyler's untapping his horde of creatures and lands and Moxen. Got a little bit of everything out there. Takes a point from Underworld Dreams. I think that drops him down to 6 life, so not far from being dead, but he does have some offense there. Once you die, all your permanents do leave play. Factory getting activated. Yeah, he's cranking about everything sideways. Earnham included, so that's going to be 8 damage coming in. Oh, we do have a Chaos Orb activation and a flip hit on the Earnham. Chaos Orb doing some of the Lord's work there. I like how Jason had to get up and come around the table to make the flip. Lots of things to do here on a 2v2 play. So 4 damage cracks in. I think that drops Scott down to like 5 life here. And here comes another Earnham. Wow. Just big monster after big monster. Scott's going to have to remove some of Stummy's creatures there, I think. Or Jason can do it for him. Or I think Stummy's going to try and come over across the board and kill Scott. And then it's going to be 2v1. We'll see here. We see the whole team's discussing the fireball strategy. And he does have enough mana to split the fireball up and knock out 2 1/1s. Let's see what he decides to do. Yeah, casting the fireball. 1 to a creature, 1 to split, 1 to another creature. So Fireball Wrecking House, taking out 2 Elves of Deep Shadow. Solid 2 for 1 out of Jason. And a pass back to Stummy. Underworld Dream should still nab him for 1. He's under both of the Vices that are on top of him. So Black Vice are not doing anything for him. Or against him, I should say. Sinnin and Sedge Troll. Yeah, there he picks up the Underworld Dreams damage and drops to 17. Counting his mana sources. Never good. Oh, we can see what's in his hand, though. He's got a 2-headed Giant of 4 Eyes and 1 Earnham Djinn. Doesn't have the mana to cast them both, but pick up one of these wide-body creatures and slam it down. Yeah, 2-headed Giant of 4 Eyes coming out. Big 4/4 body. And just a pass to Scott. Oh, never mind. He does have the mana for it. He slams down an Earnham Djinn. Has not passed to Scott. Now he's passing to Scott. I didn't think he had the mana. I guess he did have the mana for it. I mean, if Scott could come up with a white source and a balance, that would be devastating. Can't see for sure, but it looks like he's staring at a Howling Mine. Did find a second mana source. That's it, but that feels bad. I mean, he knows he's going to die here if he doesn't clear the board. Yeah, it does find a Howling Mine. When you die, you pick up all your permanents and you're shunned to the outside. Oh, look at this. Kyler's dropping to 3 with those 2 draws. Oh, and Scott's got Winds of Change there. With the Underworld, that's going to do some mega damage. But I don't know if he's going to live to see another turn. And with their creatures amassing, things don't look good for Jason either. I could be wrong. Yeah, stripping the Badlands. They're just one attack on a mana source after another here. These red-green decks feel right. Turning the army sideways. Now Jason drops down to about 13. And Scott is done for. He's packing his cards up. Gonna have to go sit in the corner until the game's over. Not really. He gets to sit here and watch, but man, 2v1. And it's like 13 creatures versus 0. 13 creatures versus 2 Moxen in the land. Maybe there's only 10 creatures. There's just an army. Yeah, digging through his deck with the Demonic Tutor, off to find his favorite fucking card. It's a Bolt. Oh, look at this, though. Kyler was on 3. He kicks him out of the game with that Lightning Bolt. Wow. Cuts the army that's staring down him in half. But Stummy's still loaded up here. Swinging in for 11. That's devastating. Even more devastating, I can see in Jason's graveyard the balance that I was talking about. I think he lost that on the wheel. Does he have anything? Still has that fork in hand, and that is it. Yeah, that's not me editing that in. That's that happened a few months ago. Twitted Giant of Foriys. So, congratulations to Kyler and Stummy taking down round number 1. I can tell you, Doug and I put a deck together, got a lot of practice in, and came here and lost round 1. So, that didn't feel good. But all out here having fun. As always, thanks for watching The Orb.